Greetings, my fellow Joy Boys and Joy Girls, and welcome back to the Powerful Nerdcast. Yes, it has returned after a long 6-month hiatus. Christian, you're finally back. I know a lot of our commenters have been saying, where the hell is Christian? When is he going to be returning?
I'm here. You just say that every time I show up here, so you just stop bringing that up.
You're right.
There's always such a big time gap in me showing up. But no, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to, I don't want to say resurrect. I'm just make another episode of the Powerful Nerdcast. Here we are.
Exactly. And a lot of stuff has happened over the last 6 months. I mean, like I said, 6 months ago, Spider-Man was removed from the MCU. Now he's back.
Oh, man, I remember that. That was huge.
Baby Yoda has completely taken over the world.
Yeah.
And Kobe Bryant is in the skies playing with all of the greatest NBA players of all time. A lot of things have happened over the last 6 months. A lot of cultural change. And yet, we're still probably just going to talk about One Piece anime and all types of cool new movies that are coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited about all the new stuff coming out. You're right. Culture has been happening around us. I mean, look, modern day is busy. You know, modern day, everything happens at you. You can literally go to Google News and see a brand new crazy world-ending or world-making event every day if you stare at the news. I don't like to read the news actually, but once a week now. It's overwhelming.
I can't help it. Every time I open my phone, I mean, there it is, and I'm just completely sucked into it.
The news comes at you from every direction nowadays.
Exactly.
It's not like you have to not go to CNN or Fox to not see the news. It's just everywhere.
Well, again, like I said, we've been gone for 6 months, so just another quick introduction. This is just me and Christian talking, having fun, talking about the stuff that we like. And obviously, there's been some really big changes that have been going on with the YouTube channel lately. I'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Not a lot of content's been coming out.
Yeah.
Not as much as I was hoping for. And, I'm going to get transparent with you guys. I'm going to be honest. I've had some big changes in my life, and I'm not going to go into major details about it.
Are you transitioning?
I'm not transitioning, that's for damn sure.
Well, you're talking about a transition, so you technically are transitioning.
It is 2020. Let's keep things relevant here. Point is, like I said, I've gone through a lot of big changes over the last year. First, there was the rebranding of the channel into Ace Guru, which I still love.
I'm very happy we did that.
Yeah, I am. I love the name. I love when people walk up to me like, hey, you have a YouTube channel. What's it called? I don't have to say Super Kami Guru 9000 anymore, which... it meant a lot to us, and it was a huge part of our lives.
Us, it was an inside joke.
To
you, because you guys have been following us for a long time.
Especially for people who've been watching. But it was time for rebranding, and I say this a lot, and I hate making promises, but I do have a lot of content that I want to make this year, and there's a lot of things that I want to work on. One of the things I started last year was Patreon reviews. I got one done. I'm currently working on one right now, and I'm almost getting ready to finally start recording it, which is great. I love doing that content, and I want to make kind of a change on how we handle that. Before, it was $10, you get yourself a review. Now I'm like, fuck it, throw it out the window, $1, you get a review. The thing, of course, that means is I could get inundated, and it means things might take a little while to come out, but I like doing these Patreon reviews because I get to see things I never watch.
I would like to say, talking about Patreon, our Patreon community is small but very loyal, and I mean, it has been that way since day one when we opened up the Patreon, so I just want to say, if you're out there and you're, donating to this channel, we really appreciate it, and we notice it, and if you want to attach a review request to that donation, we're essentially not going to put that $10 pay bar in the way anymore.
Pretty much, no. It's in fact, I did.
And if you just want to donate and say, hey, do your stuff, that's cool too,
In fact, I did actually go ahead and update that. I got rid of the old tiers.
Yeah.
Now it's basically the way it is now. Like I said, donate $1, put in a request of your choice. I will make it happen.
I'm going to be honest. It felt somewhat dirty when we were signing up for Patreon, and this is just because I probably don't understand it as well, that we had to make these things that will jump through hoops for you if you give us more money. I'm glad it's donate, and if you want to suggest something for us to do, we'll do it. And now it's just simpler. I understand maybe it works for other channels where they can incorporate or do giveaways or other things, but we just don't do any of that. So I don't want to give you a T-shirt if you donate money. I don't know. I'm glad that you guys just want us to make more content, and we're simpler about it now.
Exactly. And aside from Patreon reviews, there's also a lot of pet projects I'm working on. I already announced one a couple of weeks ago. I want to get back and do something with Gundam again.
Gundam it.
It's one of those projects that only comes around a couple years and I'm going to really pour myself into this. And I kind of want to do just an entire full retrospective review of every major Gundam. And I want to make it fully scripted, great graphics, actual footage from the show that I'm talking about. I will go ahead and say right now, I already have an 8-page script that's not done on the first Mobile Suit Gundam that I've been working on for like 2 months, and it's something that I'm really proud of. I think it's probably the best script that I've ever written, and it's something that I'm working on right now, and I want to do that because, again, I love Gundam, I love talking about it, and that's the reason I started this YouTube channel in the first place, is basically just to, talk about the stuff that I love, that Christian loves, the stuff that we love, but again, at the same time, requests from you guys is also wholly important. But getting back on track again to like how things have changed, and I don't want to spend the whole podcast talking about this, and I don't even want to talk about it that long.
This is not supposed to be an update podcast.
It is not an update podcast. I've mentioned it a couple times in my reviews over the last couple of months. I've been lucky enough to get a girlfriend, and I've loved spending... Oh, God, I hope you don't see that. And I've loved spending time with her, and, a lot of my time has been devoted to nurturing that relationship, and it's really important to me.
Look, guys, I'm going to be very honest. Corey's disappeared even in our friendship somewhat because you've been so invested in your new relationship. Mm-hmm. I think everyone, if they want the best for you, they're very happy and they understand. I think what we need, though, is just like a little more... like discipline, and we need to. Corey has to haul around camera equipment a lot more now because we like upgraded his style, and maybe we need to get you your like own camera at your house. So
we do. We need to really create some sort of
we got to get a little more streamlined on this, and we're going to try. Are we going to promise 3 videos a week from now on? Probably not. Look, we're not in college anymore. It's harder.
It is. We have full-time jobs. We are busy. We travel a lot,
but no one cares about that. Anyway, we're going to get better at it.
Point is, like I said, a lot of changes have been going on over the last year, and I love a lot of those changes, but again, at the same time, I do want to get back to creating a lot of content for you guys because it's fun, and you guys apparently like hearing us talk about this stuff. So I have 2 reviews that I haven't even edited yet that I'm going to try and do over the course of this next weekend. One of them is for the entire first season of Vinland Saga, which I've already recorded,
is that
have not
Viking
edited.
One?
That is the badass Viking show, one of the best shows from 2019.
I've seen all the fights on YouTube.
And then, of course, there's a movie that I just saw a couple weeks ago, an anime film called Weathering with You, which was amazing. I really loved it. That's recorded. I just have not edited it yet because I don't want to release anything subpar. I don't want to just put me on camera. This was a good anime movie that had some beautiful scenery that you guys need to check out. Like, I want to make it look really good, and I want to put some great imagery in there. So please just be patient with that type of material. And who knows, I might even get back to doing weekly reviews of certain shows. I'm still covering My Hero Academia, which is one of my favorite shows right now. But there's a ton of other anime that have come out over the last couple of months, especially right now in the winter season, some of which I just frankly haven't had the time to watch. And I know there's a lot of really popular ones out there. I missed the whole Beastars thing. I'm not watching Doro Hedoro right now, which looks like one of the most LSD-infused shows that I've ever seen. I haven't
seen that yet.
I just need to take the time to sit down and watch a lot of this stuff. I definitely need to get back on that Boruto anime. Man, am I behind on that shit. Still, of course, reading the manga and everything, but the long and short of it is, and definitely this is not the short, just been busy with life.
What about One Piece
else.
manga reviews, Corey?
That's a perfect segue.
Because people have been asking about your One Piece.
Almost every video I release, one of the first comments is, and it's something simple. It's just like One Piece ? When's it coming back? I haven't been doing the
One Piece is like it doesn't beat you over the head like in one chapter. It is a slow burn that picks away at you.
In
it's just
both
forever.
formats.
Yeah, because it just comes at you forever and it's nonstop. And sometimes you really have to dig for content in One Piece because sometimes the chapters are kind of slow because not right now. Wano's great.
No, Wano is great. Yeah. And again, that's a great segue. Last we were talking about the One Piece manga series, it was more towards, I'd say, the early beginnings of the Wano Kingdom arc.
Yeah.
Basically, when the Straw Hats arrived and Big Mom came into town, I think one of the last major things we talked about, hilariously something they just put in the anime version, was Luffy going up against Kaido.
Yeah.
But ever since then, major events have been taking place. Right now, we're basically in the middle of the backstory of Oden Kozuki, Momonosuke's father, and one of the former members of the Whitebeard Pirates and the Roger Pirates, and ultimately someone who is a very big figure in the One Piece world because, one, not only was he affiliated with these really famous figures in the One Piece mythology, but he's actually seen One Piece. He has seen Joy Boy's treasure. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. Christian, I want to lead it off with you. So far, what are your feelings about this entire backstory, about Oden, learning about him and the Roger Pirates, and the revelation behind Joy Boy's treasure?
You know, I just, the more I hear about, like, Oden's, like, backstory, the more I wish he was a character that was still around, because they kind of built him really well, and he was a very interesting, happy character that did what was necessary. Obviously a good guy, let me just put it that way. And, you know, the Roger's treasure thing, man, I have been watching so many, like, theory videos on this, and I'm sure you guys are aware of these channels. They're like the ones where they just put, like, images down and they just voice over it, and, like chapter images and, like, animation from the show. And I don't know. I am getting more and more convinced that Joy Boy is more important than One Piece.
I can believe that.
That is actually the more important thing. And once they reveal that has to be connected to One Piece. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's his treasure. But I'm saying, like, I think people should be more interested in the Joy Boy aspect of the One Piece mystery than the actual One Piece. Because whatever the treasure is, unless it does something, I don't even see Luffy actually caring about it. Mm-hmm. In the sense of, like, because Luffy doesn't care about treasure. He doesn't want some super power up. He likes pulling all his power from himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he likes dressing up in cool costumes. That's different, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, he'd wear some cool armor, but he wouldn't. As something that he would have to use to make himself more powerful, I don't think he'd be even interested in that.
And another thing about, you know, Joy Boy's treasure and his you know, connection to, like, the old, like, erased history of the One Piece world.
Yeah.
You know, Joy Boy and the actual treasure itself could somehow be related to those big ancient weapons that they keep bringing up in the series.
The ancient weapons.
The three ancient weepons, which I think are Pluto, Uranus, and Poseidon. And we already know what Poseidon is already in the series, and that's Princess Shirahoshi of Ryugu of the Fishman Island.
The one that can control the Sea Kings.
Exactly. She's one of these secret weapon type things. And again, I feel this is all ultimately connected to Joy Boy, who's a character that up until, I think, he was only first mentioned, I think, in the Fishman Island arc.
Yeah, when the poneglyphs were...
and obviously he's the one who probably created the poneglyphs and is responsible for leaving behind these messages for all of these people to find, as well as, like, his affiliation with the Fishman is also really important, like how he promised that he was going to help the Fishman, like, come to the surface with that massive arc.
Yes.
And I'm not sure how all of this is ultimately going to be related, especially with who Joy Boy is. I mean, one of the most common theories that I've seen is that he's, like, the original D, like the will of D, like he's the original guy. Maybe he had the original straw hat, which
the giant one,
which, you know, that big giant straw hat we saw at the Marine headquarters.
Yes.
That could very well be Joy Boy's.
Yeah, it's Joy Boy's straw hat.
But I mean, what is the actual treasure? Because, you know, that's obviously been the biggest question of One Piece. What is One Piece? And we actually got a chapter, which I know is a chapter that just thrilled people. When they read this, it was a chapter that shocked them to their knees, because we're finally getting a scene of Roger and the pirates actually arriving on the island, which originally was called Raftel, is now being called Laugh-Tale, and that's because when they actually found the treasure for the first time, they just started laughing their asses off at what they actually found. And man, that is so ambiguous as to what that could mean. Are they laughing because it's quite literally something funny? Is it something insignificant? Is it something that's just so shocking they just can't help but laugh? And also, Roger's like, I really wish that I could have lived in the time of Joy Boy.
Yes.
There is so much mystery around all of this stuff.
But at the same time, I think what they're doing now with One Piece is they're actually drawing your attention to what's important.
We're getting answers.
Yeah, we're getting answers. We're getting endgame sort of steering of this narrative. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see where it goes. But at the same time, I feel like you and I were talking about this the other day. How many years does One Piece have left? Mm-hmm. And you said 5.
I'm guessing 5, but who knows, man?
Yeah, I think it could be over, though, in 2 more arcs, however long that takes.
Yeah. And everything going on with the current arc, I think, obviously, Wano at this point is shaping up to be one of the most important arcs of the series. Not just a road stop in a really cool Japanese-styled land. There's a lot more to it. And a lot of that, of course, is also tied to, Oden himself, who, getting back on track with Oden again, finally getting to learn a little bit more about his backstory. Interesting character, because a lot of times they introduce these legendary characters in the series. A lot of the times they have these, like, really crazy powers. Oden's just a really crazy strong dude.
Yes.
Like, there's not much more to him aside from the fact that he's a really great warrior. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but that's kind of like what Roger really liked about him. He's just like, this is just this badass, fearless dude.
Yes.
And that's why he decided to sort of bring him in the fold. Of course, Oden joined the Whitebeard pirates initially, but when he saw what Roger was trying to do and everything, he decided to join him. And of course, he brought along all of his friends, the 9 Red Scabbards, who are slowly but surely, coming back into the fold right now. All really great characters, too, that we've never really had much of a chance to talk about, some of which we've already known. Kanjuro, of course, we've already seen him. We had Kinemon. We had the Ninja Girl. I don't know if she's a member of the 9.
She might not have been, but she was in the flashback.
But, we've had characters like Ashura, who's been appearing.
Yes.
Who they finally introduced him in the anime, and I did not picture him having, like, big pink goofy hair.
No.
That was kind of interesting. We have the Kappa character, whose name escapes me at the moment. Of course, you get the return of Nekamamushi and the dog. Like, all those guys are there.
Yeah.
So it's really great to see that group, and that's who they were referring to, like, in this, this ridiculous prophecy of these 9 warriors are going to appear. I thought they were talking about the Straw Hats initially, but no, they're talking about these characters, these fucking time travelers.
Yeah, the time travelers. Well, yeah, because they know what the kingdom was supposed to be, and that's what they're trying to restore. Yeah. Also, I still don't understand how they're going to defeat Kaido. I know Luffy learned new haki, so I'm sort of excited about that. But is it going to actually be Zoro? Because now since he has Oden's sword, is it going to be Luffy just beating him up? Because Kaido is a brawler. And Luffy is a brawler, but Kaido's obviously the better brawler.
Yeah.
So how do you beat that when you pair it up? It's like you don't have a good rock, paper, scissors to that.
Yeah.
So what I feel like it is sort of got to be a Zoro weakening him and then a Luffy finishing.
A part of me still wants to see Zoro be the one to defeat Kaido.
I mean, yeah, but like Luffy's already announced he's going to beat up Kaido for the kid.
Or it could be, once Luffy makes a declaration like that, it's crazy.
That's what's going to happen.
But I mean, I don't know, Zoro with a dragon slaying sword taking down what is ultimately the biggest dragon in the series.
He's going to give him another X scar, and then he's going to look at his X nipples. And then Luffy's going to beat him up.
X gonna give it to you for sure, man.
That's right.
But no, I think that would be really cool. I want to see who's going to take down Orochi, though. Orochi is kind of a dragon too, though. He's like a giant Hydra beast.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
right.
Zoro could take him on while Luffy takes down Kaido. But who's going to take care of Big Mom?
Law. I don't know. Was Law going to do anything except walk around the background and say Luffy's not following the plan? Is that all he does?
We haven't seen much of Law at all.
He got captured.
Yeah. But right now, currently in the story, they've gone through all of Oden's backstory with the Roger Pirates, finding One Piece, and now he's back on Wano, just kind of doing his thing and being a badass. That is until he comes across Kaido, who is taking over the country. And in the most recent chapter, there was that really badass scene where he was like attacking Kaido, and he gave him the big X scar on his chest, the infamous one. And then they just sort of got captured, and his entire crew has basically been thrown in jail in what might be, I think, one of the most fucked up sounding executions of the entire series, one that we talked about a couple days ago, is that they're all going to be boiled to death.
Very standard Asian medieval style death.
That is fucked up.
That's what the Mongols would do when they didn't want to kill people, but they said we wouldn't want to spill your blood, so we'll just boil you to death.
That is so messed up, man. And I mean, One Piece has gone into dark territory before, but yeah, this is just messed up. Now, of course, we know that the 9 Red Scabbards are going to live, and we're probably going to get that point where, obviously Oden's going to die, and he's going to go out like a beast, even if he does end up getting boiled alive. But I think this is when his wife is going to come into play, and when all of the other warriors, or at least some of them, are going to be sent forward in time, Kinemon,
yes.
And all that, So I think that's actually going to end up happening. Momonosuke, of course. So all that stuff is going to be happening really soon. But I'm interested to see how all those details are going to play out. And, I still want more background on Kaido himself. As far as we know, he's just a really pissed off giant dude. That's really our entire knowledge of what Kaido is.
Kaido is borderline underdeveloped. I completely agree with you. You've never seen him. What is his motivation? Smile. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to define.
I mean, we're gonna get into. I know we're gonna get into it eventually. In the Whole Cake Island arc, we spent a lot of time going through Big Mom's backstory.
Yes.
Which even some parts of that are still ambiguous. Did she eat all those children? Is that still
Probably.
A complete mystery?
Yeah.
Also, here's a theory that I've been wanting to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of people have actually made this theory too. So of the original crew that was working along with Oden and their group, there's one member, we don't know his fate yet, and they've talked about it before. His name is Denjiro. He's that one character with the black hair and the sunglasses.
Yes. I vaguely know who you're talking about.
Exactly. He hasn't had much dialogue, but he's been mentioned before, and we've even seen flashback sequences, apparently, of, I believe, Oden and Dendro battling against Kaido, but we don't know the circumstances behind it.
Yeah.
Now, get ready for a crazy theory. Like I said, it's kind of been out there in the wild, though, for a while. Ever since I saw that character Dendro, he looked incredibly familiar to me. He reminded me of a character that we haven't seen since the very beginning of the series, and a character that very well might have connections to the Wano Kingdom, and that is none other than Zoro's instructor.
Oh, really?
Way back in the beginning of the series, we had his master, who clearly was a swordsman, and all of that stuff was inspired by, like, Japanese culture, and it just so happens that dude happens to be wearing, like, a cloak which has, like, the double red swords on it.
Yeah.
Whether that's intentional or not, these two characters look incredibly similar to one another. And I don't know how it could have potentially happened, but this character could have possibly left Wano and gone to do his very own thing and potentially taught Zoro. There's always been this underlying connection between Zoro and Wano. I mean, it's obvious because, of course, they're swordsmen and everything, and Zoro's got, like, this whole samurai kind of theme going for him.
And he even had very Asian training. It wasn't like generic martial arts.
No, like I said,
samurai training.
Like that's kind of my theory behind that. Or Dendro could just be dead as shit. I don't know.
How'd that chick die that Zoro's always sad about?
She just fell down some stairs.
That's what I thought. I'm like, we're ever going to get any more of that?
As far as One Piece deaths, that's probably the most disappointing.
It was very traumatic.
It was. I mean, yeah, it's what set Zoro on his path, but yeah, it's overall one of those. It's one of the moments I look back on the series.
That's
I'm like,
why I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, how'd she die again?
Yeah, as far as I know, she fell down some stairs. Either that or she got sick, but I'm pretty sure she fell. And for a girl who's been training as a samurai, who's
also stronger than Zoro.
I know, which is, at the time, of course.
Yeah.
Now Zoro's fucking cutting mountains in half and shit with his brand new dragon sword, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, all this shit right now that's going on in One Piece is really entertaining, to say the least. It's not too often they go into a backstory where I get really excited, but I am enjoying all of this.
Maybe Zoro really doesn't have a connection to Wano, but is just excited about being there. And
exactly.
we all sort of feel that through the writing. Like he likes Wano as the idea of Wano.
I think the creator of One Piece loves Wano, but he's a little biased. He's Japanese.
But he's cartoonizing it to a high level.
Oh, to an extreme degree.
I don't even know if that's the right word. What is that?
It's a caricature.
Yeah, he's characterizing
all of Wano is this extreme caricature of Japanese culture to, like, the nth degree
in a One Piece world.
Yeah. So it's over the top and it's insane, but man, I'm loving it so much.
No, I think it's that plus One Punch Man are like the only mangas I read right now.
Haven't even
One Punch Man is great.
I've tried. I haven't really. I haven't tried to read One Punch Man manga
and
yet.
I begged you.
That second season of the anime just put me off on the whole franchise. It completely ruined everything for me.
Don't make me be one of those guys. You got to read it, not watch it. But
I know.
I
mean, at this point, I probably do just need to read it because I know I would enjoy it, and the artwork looks amazing.
It's
from
one of the
what I've
best.
seen.
To me, the only other series that came close is like Gaunt's with his art. Like,
Gaunt's was insane.
Gaunt's was great, though.
Oh,
it was drawn really well.
It really deserves another chance at a really great anime adaptation, but even if it doesn't get it, just like Berserk, it's just fine in manga format.
Actually, the ending sucks.
Yeah.
It's very rushed. But everything, it doesn't matter. Look, it's like if the first 3 seasons are great, but they fuck up the 4th and ruin the show, not really. The first 3 seasons are still great. Just
sticking a landing on an anime or a manga is tough. I've only seen so many series that can really pull it off well.
Yeah.
It is really tough to actually do that. But like I said, that second season of One Punch Man, it made me not care. It was that bad. And I shouldn't, have that have an influence on me reading the manga. I just need to sit down and read it one day.
Also, you got the ending of that season. I don't think that was the best place to end. I think the Monster Association is way more interesting, and they didn't even really get to that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if they even get a 3rd season.
Oh, they're getting a 3rd season. It's just they got to do the animation right.
They have to.
They have to.
I mean, those people who worked on the first season were just so passionate about it. But anywho, so there it is. Like I said, you guys have been wanting us to talk about One Piece for like a really long time. Well, we just addressed it, and of course we like it. If you guys just absolutely must see weekly reviews of the One Piece manga, shout it out in the comments section.
Make him do it.
If we get enough requests for this, we will go back to doing it. And we can do it just like this. This format, this old school way that we used to do things.
Yeah.
I think we could pull this off really nicely.
Yeah.
So just getting off track here. I want to talk about just some random stuff.
Let's get off track.
Just some of the big things that have been going on here. We don't talk about video games too much, but Christian, I know that you're a big fan of Smash Brothers, or at least you own the game and you play it pretty casually. But you like the series.
Yeah.
One of the big controversies over the last month has been the release of the final DLC character, Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Is it a guy with a sword?
It is indeed a guy with a sword, but you can also switch to the female form of Byleth. And I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and for the most part, everybody fucking hates it. Everybody's not happy. How do you feel about getting another Fire Emblem character?
I don't mind because Marth, who's the other one?
Ike?
Ike is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So if you make another Ike type character, I'm usually okay with it. But I mean, I do think it's a wasted character because we already have that type of character.
Exactly.
So I'm sort of like, I like those characters, so I'm not bothered by it. But at the same time, look, if you had a franchise that you wanted to get introduced to the series, or you had an addition from an already going series, I totally understand why you're not happy about it.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Get over it, nerds.
I'm okay with it. At first, I sympathize with people who are angry about it because it's like, yeah, another Fire Emblem character. But as someone who is still currently playing through Fire Emblem Three Houses, like playing through another one of the stories, I like the character because I have a personal attachment to them at this point. Had I not played the game, I'd probably be along with the bandwagon of, this fucking sucks, I'm pissed, where is my fucking Doom guy? Like, why is this not happening?
The Doom guy. That would have been cool.
It would be. And that's the thing. Like, the floodgates have officially opened for characters. So, like, is there any video game character right now at this point that you would like to play as and you think would be an interesting fighter in Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Goku.
Oh, my God. They have to be a video game character. They can't originate. They have to be a video game character.
Vegeta. Okay, I don't know, man. I don't. If I had to pick someone, I would say... I don't know, man. There's a lot of characters already in there. Who's that squirrel? Get that squirrel in there. Conker.
You want Conker?
Yeah.
I'd be down with Conker.
Conker's like Banjo-Kazooie.
I totally
that era.
Exactly. It would happen.
Yeah.
But like, I try to think of some of the games that you played growing. Like I said, I think Doom Guy would be frigging awesome.
He'd be perfect. Just it'd have to splash light when he shot you with his shotgun in the face instead of blood.
That's the thing, though. There are guns in this game now. There are characters who shoot guns. They can pull that off, and they can make it really stylized.
Just make his bullets like light beams and stuff instead of bullets.
Aren't there like energy weapons and stuff?
Yeah, plasma rifle.
Yeah, and obviously, the BFG.
Yeah, BFG.
Big fucking gun. They could bring that in. One of his big attacks could just be, like a smash attack, could just be the chainsaw. Just instead of showing blood, just have spark effects and stuff.
Yeah, Power Rangers
come off of it. Exactly. They wear, nylon suits, but for some odd reason, sparks always fly out of them every single time.
I don't get it.
No, I think that would be really awesome, though. I want to see Doom Guy really bad. I'd like to see Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. I think that would be really awesome and super classic. I mean, don't you want to see Gordon Freeman from Half-Life with a crowbar and a grav gun?
I think Gordon Freeman...
even though that would be weird as shit.
It'd be weird because you don't see Gordon Freeman. It's not a third-person game. You just play Gordon Freeman. You kind of are Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, Gordon Freeman's a very ambiguous character. But, yeah, it'd be cool. I wouldn't say no to it. But he's kind of like a guy with a sword. If it's a guy with a crowbar.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get away from the humanoid characters. I want more goofy characters.
More like ridiculous over the top characters. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. We got 6 more characters. That's the other reason why I'm not so upset about Byleth being added.
Is a perfect addition. I actually don't like Piranha Plant as a playable character. Like, I'm not great with his style because it's very stylistic how you play with him. Or not traditional, I should say. But and I hate keep away characters with projectiles. That's not how I play. And but I think visually it's perfect. But now if Piranha Plant can be one, why not Chain Chomp or Chomp or whatever it is?
Yeah, Change.
What about
he would be just really limited though. But then again, they made Piranha Plant work.
Piranha Plant just came out and did this and shot a fireball and they gave him a whole moveset.
That's a good point. I love that. I love when the creator of the series Sakurai creates a character from something that should not work at all.
Like, has Piranha Plant ever shot poison up until this game? Oh, it has?
Yeah, there have been in the Paper Mario games.
Paper Mario.
They spit out the goo and the poison gas. No, I love that idea of just taking ridiculous random-ass characters. Like, I know you like Pikmin.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you want a Bulborb?
No, that could just be an assist trophy.
You don't want a Bulborb? Nah, a spotty Bulborb? Maybe a spotty Bulbear? Maybe Emperor Bulblax.
What about was there Harry Bulborbs?
There are fuzzy ones.
The fuzzy one. That's the one I want. Yeah. How can I play a Pikmin game if I don't? Can I buy it? Can I play it on Switch?
Not yet.
What the fuck, Nintendo?
Get on your game. We need Pikmin 4 now.
Just any of them. Port the old ones to the Switch.
Shit, yeah. They've been porting all sorts of like old Wii U games to the Switch, and the one that needs to be there right fucking now is Pikmin 3, a game that you have never played. You played 1 and 2.
Yeah, I guess you're right. No, I just remember when the GameCube came out. I was standing in a EA Electronics, or not EA Electronics, what was it?
EB Games?
EB Games. I was standing in EB Games, and I was playing Pikmin 1 on GameCube, and I was like, this is the best game ever. Because I love battle sims with troops. Like, that's one of my favorite RTS
One of the games you play on your breaks here at the office is that battle simulator.
Yeah, totally accurate battle simulator.
Yeah.
I play that game all the time. I just pick little warriors and I make the little armies clash. like with troops, and you fling them and they all have different powers and perks and stuff. I just love those types of games. Like Rome Total War is one of my favorite RTSs of all time, StarCraft. And yeah, like I want to play that game. But when you said no, none of them are available on Switch right now.
Not yet. The big rumor, of course, is that Pikmin 4 is being worked on.
I would launch all of them when I sell, or like maybe like an upgraded. If you buy the deluxe edition, you get all the old versions too, or something.
To me, Pikmin 2 is my favorite, but Pikmin 3 was great. And you know,
is that like the most balanced?
I wouldn't say it's the most balanced, but what made it work, and this is ironic because the system just wasn't all that great, was the Wii U gamepad. What was great about that is that you could manage everything on your pad. Like, you could manage all your troops, you could play as like 3 different characters at once, so it just made, you know, manipulating and playing with the world a lot easier. And yes, the Nintendo Switch could work that way in a sense. Again, I'm not a big fan of games where you have to touch the screen because I like to keep my screen as clean and scratch-free as possible.
No Cheeto dust?
No
Cheeto
dust
grease.
up in here. Maybe some Dorito dust every once in a while. But, yeah, like, I think that they could at least make it work somehow. They need to bring Pikmin 3 in because, again, that's another one of those games that was really popular. Critics loved it. Players loved it. But since it was on a system that ultimately sucked balls, not that many people got a chance to enjoy it. And I guarantee if that thing came out, that would be one of the first games I'd recommend to you because it is fantastic.
No, I want to play more Pikmin games.
I want a Pikmin 4 so bad. I really do. Like, I didn't even like Pikmin until you started making me play it.
Yeah, because I liked RTSs. So I was like, oh, you got to try this real-time strategy game.
And I'm a fucking Nintendo fanboy. And I waited like 4 years to play Pikmin. And you're like, Corey, just try it, play it. And I picked up the first game. I got it for like $10. And I loved it.
No, it's a great game.
And then I played Pikmin 2, which blew my mind, which I think is, if they do make a Pikmin 4, do everything they did in the second one, just make it bigger and better.
You know the thing I want to get really bad, and I've never told you about this because I secretly wanted to give you one as a gift, but now I'm going to ruin it.
Oh, God.
I wanted to get one of these new retro handhelds that they have that are like essentially emulator game machines.
Okay, yeah.
So they look like an old school Game Boy, but like they have 8 buttons on them, so they can play every different type of emulator.
That's pretty awesome.
And like they'll have a D-pad and a stick. You know, so they're like built to play any game, and I really want to buy one. And since they're not branded by Nintendo and they don't come with games because you have to go online and get the ROMs and the emulators for them. Well, the emulators actually already installed, but no games.
Yeah, you just take to get the ROMs.
Yeah, you have to get the ROMs, and they're like $100 for one that can play all the way up to PlayStation 2 games.
Damn.
So like what I'm saying is like these things are like I'm excited about when they get these emulator systems like a little better, and they're going all the way up to like GameCube or N64 games.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
And then imagine if you pretty much have a handheld, you know. I got to show you these things. There's like 3 or 4 really cool companies. And because the companies are pretty much selling you like beta hardware, like they're not like warranting these things and saying they're great. They're just like, hey, we took all the buttons and the screen and made a 3D printed case and mushed it together and we're selling
What's the legality behind this?
Nothing. They're not illegal because they're not selling games.
That's true. They're just selling a device.
Yeah.
But I mean that's an interesting like way of getting around it though.
But they released there's 3 or 4 companies that do it right now, and I wish I had written their names down to tell you guys. There's a ton of great YouTube channels about reviewing these systems, and like these companies release the system twice every year because they upgrade it that fast.
Damn.
So it's like you can buy one, and then if all of a sudden, though, if you wait a year or two and come back, I bet their new premium system can play like the next generation of games. So like before, like I was amazed that a handheld system, a little smaller than a Switch, was playing PlayStation 1 games for like $89.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys want to look into that, it's cool.
I mean, just unlimited games too,
gaming.
practically.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as you throw a huge SD card, you can put as many games as you want on it. Yeah.
Damn, that is awesome.
I got to show you one.
That would be really great.
But now I'm not buying it for you as a gift because I told you about it and it won't be a surprise. So you guys messed that up for him.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
So I know you're a big fan of this movie franchise, and you probably already know that they're making it, but Matrix 4.
Yeah, no, I think like Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 come out the same weekend.
Man, Keanu is just having a renaissance right now.
Yes. You hated him. Corey hated him, internet. He hated him for a long time.
I liked him in Speed.
You
and
hated
Bill
the
and,
Matrix.
and Bill and Ted.
You originally...
Which a new Bill and Ted is coming out.
Yep. They already filmed it.
John Wick, Bill and Ted, Matrix, apparently SpongeBob fucking SquarePants. Keanu Reeves is back, baby.
Or he's like just about to retire and he's trying to get as much money as possible.
Possibly. But, Matrix 4 is coming out. Again, you know my history with the Matrix. I didn't like it a long time ago.
Yes.
I now appreciate the first movie.
Yes.
Like, I actually kind of like it.
Yes.
I can watch it and enjoy it and really understand why people got behind this movie and why.
And what it represents and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and how it was a revolution in filmmaking. I still fucking hate the sequels, but Matrix 4 is coming out, and they just released, actually, some photos today.
Oh, no.
Nothing crazy. It's I believe it's just Keanu Reeves and what is the name of the actress who is the main female?
I don't know. That's all she ever did.
Oh, well, she's back, and they basically are giving us our first look at Neo and whoever it was her name was.
Trinity.
Trinity. There we go. So it's basically just them hanging out in a city. And
in leather?
Yeah. No, they're not actually in leather. They're just wearing normal clothes, actually. Oh, it's like a suit, but no leather or anything. No, like, long, ridiculous coats. But it's the very first set photos we got from them, and it's very clear that Keanu is filming John Wick and these movies very back-to-back, because he basically has the John Wick haircut in the movie now.
Yeah.
Like, he's got, like, the long hair going down now, looking like a fucking squire from the medieval times.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. As someone who's a casual fan of The Matrix, seeing how the actual trilogy ended...
I'm telling you right now, there's no way they're going to make the fourth movie suck. Not like the sequels of The Matrix. I'm predicting right now.
We all thought The Rise of Skywalker would be great. How'd that turn out?
I didn't even see it.
What a piece of shit.
Anyway.
By the way, I never made a review of Rise of Skywalker. I never talked about it. That's all I have to say about The Rise of Skywalker. What a fucking festering piece of crap that movie was.
Corey, tell me what you really feel, though.
And the fact that it came out like right as The Mandalorian was airing.
Yeah, The Mandalorian
like there was just this really
highlighted its failures
it did.
So much.
It's like, here's this really great Star Wars thing, and here's something that's supposed to end the main saga of what ultimately created this thing right here, and it fucking sucks balls.
It just should have been... I think maybe they could have fixed it, and you're probably not going to like my idea by making 2 movies to end it instead of this last one.
Whoever created the concept of ending a series by doing a part 1 and a part 2,
You mean like what they did
like
with
Hot
Harry
Shots
Potter?
Part 2?
Yeah,
No,
like Harry Potter.
Yeah, like Harry Potter and all this other shit. I can get away. At least with the Avengers, they called them something different: Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
but fuck you for creating that. Just
you don't like that idea.
You can fuck right the hell off. Just give me a solid movie that works in a single movie format, please. Just, and you know what? 2 movies wouldn't have saved The Rise of Skywalker from the shitty-ass story points that they had throughout those entire films. Nothing worked. They could have slowed things down. That might have actually made the movies a lot worse.
Who knows? I haven't seen it. I can't comment. I know what happens because I've looked it up and I've watched reviews, but...
I'm going to watch it one more time when it comes out.
Drunk AF.
I will not buy it, but I will watch it one more time because I'm a Star Wars fan and I want to reassess it.
You know what I'm going to watch tonight with the wife?
What are you going to watch?
I'm watching that Korean movie Parasite that won all those awards.
Oh, shit.
Everyone's talking about it.
What is that about?
Okay, so...
Every time I hear Parasite, I think of that anime series.
I thought it was going to be the live-action version of that. Yeah, with the little wavy hands.
By the way, awesome anime, by the way,
It's
but go
right.
on.
It's all right. It's not that good. So yeah, we're watching it. It's supposed to be about this really, it's topical because it's about rich people and poor people getting to work for them and they get to look at, I don't actually know what it's about. I'm going to start all over.
Okay.
But from what I gathered from the trailer, it's about a rich family that's very dumb and uninformed and like doesn't understand what the working class people are going through.
Yeah.
And then this person gets a job as like a maid or an assistant to the family at their residence.
Yeah.
And then they invite other freeloaders in. And I guess that's why it's called Parasite, because they pull from that family or like steal from them. I may be totally wrong because everyone says the writing and the storytelling is amazing. So it can't be quite that simple.
And is it a foreign film or?
Yeah, it's Korean.
Okay.
With subtitles.
All right. Because
I
I remember that movie just getting a lot of praise. During
the director, when he won the Emmy or whatever he won, Golden Globes, whatever it was, he said as soon as people get over that 1-inch barrier of subtitles, they're gonna see a lot more great films.
Subtitles are hard for people.
Like I remember my wife, she's super into like K-drama, which is essentially real life anime, like real life slice of life. It
totally is.
And in the beginning, she could only watch 30 minutes of it, even though she loved it because her eyes would get tired. And she was telling me all about it. And I was like, oh man, I remember when I started watching anime, that happened to me too. But now, now it's second nature. I can barely glance at a show and still understand what's going on.
I know.
So, but yeah, like I'm excited to see Parasite because it got so many good reviews.
Where are you watching that on?
Our Amazon Prime.
Okay.
You can rent it from there.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like $4.99 for 24 hours.
Nice.
So
I know that's definitely a movie that I really want to check out. It got a lot of attention during all the Oscars and everything. And then I don't even want to talk about the Oscars because I really don't care that much. But no, that's definitely a movie that I need to check out.
The only thing I liked about the Oscars was Richie Gervais saying, like, come up here,
here, accept your little award, thank you, God, and fuck off. He got so much shit for that. We were way behind on that, by the way, but still, like...
I know. That was just hilarious, and I love Tom Hanks' reaction. They hit him a lot to reacting to things,
Everybody's giving Joker shit for everything.
Joker. Still haven't seen it. Dana, my wife, she won't watch it.
She won't.
She's like, it looks sad. And I'm like,
well, yeah, it's definitely sad.
She's like, I don't want to be that sad. It seems just like a sad movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a sad movie.
Yeah, it's a sad movie about mental illness. It's really messed up.
And so
I think it's a technically made movie. I didn't really.
I bet it's a very pretty movie.
Yeah, it is. It's well shot. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's a little overrated in my opinion. I understand why people like it.
And also, there's a lot of people that struggle with mental illness. I know a ton, and they probably relate to it.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's a topic that people like, and there's a lot of down and out trodden people out there that think that they relate to this shit. So I get it. But it's also a weird movie. It's essentially, is it saying cause chaos if you can't get what you want? Is it saying kill the rich people? What's it saying?
It's a lot of different things. Of course, it's also it's about mental illness and the ignoring of people with mental illness and not caring about them.
I understand that part.
But of course, there's also the class story, of the rich and the poor, favoring the rich over the poor, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all really at the core of what that movie is about.
Essentially.
The biggest thing mostly though, I think is about, ignoring mental illness and just shelving it away and not even thinking about it. Like that's one of the reasons why Joaquin's character in that movie just kind of goes insane is like, and they started at the beginning of the movie by saying like, we're not getting the funding to take care of you anymore, to take care of other people. It's not important enough. It's not important enough to the rich people that fund this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, what sort of starts him going crazy little by little, and then starting this huge influence of all these people in Gotham who are just like, fuck the rich people. They're screwing us over.
Yeah.
This is a classist system, and we are being oppressed, basically.
Exactly.
Of course, that's not what all of the critics thought the movie was about initially. They thought it was basically white male rage, the movie, but it was anything but that at all. So, but it was an interesting experiment in a villain movie, which I thought actually paid off really well. I think it was, Joaquin acted his ass off.
Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor.
He always does.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great actor. He's borderline Daniel Day-Lewis-y because he does that weird thing where he doesn't like to do interviews.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't talk about being an actor much, and he gets very in it. But he's a great actor.
Yeah.
There's no doubt there.
And there's definitely scenes in that movie that you're never going to forget. Like, there's just some imagery in that film that works really well.
Yeah.
Is Joaquin my favorite Joker? Not by a long shot. Mark Hamill is still number one for me at the end of the day, all the time, always. So, but it's still a great movie that you should, check out. If anything, it's one of the best DC movies that I've ever seen. So
that and Wonder Woman.
Aquaman.
Do you want to? What do you think of that chick? The chick that got in trouble for hitting Johnny Depp. Do you mind talking about that?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know? You know how Johnny Depp got a divorce from that chick in Aquaman?
Which one was she? Was she the love interest?
Yeah, love interest.
I didn't know about that.
Okay, I'll give you the.
I just know that everybody hates Johnny Depp now.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a play-by-play, and I might be wrong, but
okay.
I'd love to hear your opinion on my version of it. Okay, so Johnny Depp and that chick. What was her name? Amber? I think her real name's Amber.
Let's call her that.
Amber. So Johnny Depp and Amber were married, and then she divorced Johnny Depp, and they settled out of court, and she publicly, or it got leaked to the press, that Johnny Depp hit her.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it caused Johnny Depp to lose the Pirates franchise. Like Disney dropped him.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Depp recorded her like being abusive to him, or we would assume Johnny Depp
physically or
like
verbally abusive.
Her admitting that she hits Johnny Depp when she's mad, and that Johnny Depp should take it because if he really liked her, he'd let her express her anger the way she wants.
Oh, well, you see that Johnny Depp's a male, so who cares?
She even says, "I'm a 120-pound, 115-pound woman. Yeah, you go say you're the victim to me and see how the world sees that." So he recorded her literally admitting to abusing him physically and saying, "You can't tell anyone because no one will believe you."
Is this like new stuff that's
coming out? Yeah, it came out in the last 2 days. So now, I don't know. Let's say, let's get tinfoil hat. It's kind of like Johnny Depp wanted to wait a while so she could get separated from him, build her career, and then he can go tell the world and let her shit get taken away.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people are like,
it sounds like the
next Aquaman film. She cannot be in the next Aquaman film.
I mean, it sounds like it was a pretty abusive relationship on both sides.
I don't know I don't think Johnny Depp hit her, but I bet they were in a pretty toxic place where they were yelling at each other a lot.
It sounds like it.
Who actually knows what happened?
That's the thing. And here's the thing.
But we do have her admitting I got you.
I never assume, and I don't like to just... get ready for some fucking controversy on the Powerful Nerdcast here.
Yeah. Are you getting woke, Corey?
I don't know.
You're getting anti-woke.
If anything, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't just blindly believe shit. I'm a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty, and I hate public lynching.
You hate court of public opinion ways of dealing with things?
Yes, I cannot stand it. I hate if someone does something
cancel culture, whatever.
Cancel culture, I don't even really believe in the term cancel culture because, there's comedians who complain about that all the time.
Yeah.
Where they're
did you hear what Ari Shaffir did?
We'll get to Ari. They're always like, oh, they're censoring my shit. They're actually not censoring anything. They're just bitching about it.
Yeah.
So I don't fully believe in cancel culture. But I also believe that you shouldn't just fucking blindly believe people without any sort of evidence whatsoever.
Do you know why people do that? Because they want to believe. Oh, you're saying the thing I want to believe is true, so I'm going to go with that.
Exactly. I am a firm believer, and you must have evidence for this type of thing. If you can't...
But is Johnny Depp not recording her saying... You can't go to the cops because no one's going to believe you that I hit you.
I mean, if he has that's some pretty damning evidence against this.
You need to listen to this shit.
Of course. But again,
he didn't say anything because he knew he was recording.
Exactly. Like I said, these recording things, they've happened so many times in the past.
Well, that dude that lost the basketball team because he had that chick on the side and he asked her not to take pictures with black people.
Yeah.
He never said the N-word or anything. He's even said he could fuck him.
Yeah,
but he said, "Don't take pictures and put it on your Instagram because my friends will see."
But again, like there's a lot of these situations. There's so much context missing, and there's a lot of stuff that we just don't know. But again, maybe that makes me a bad guy for saying we must have 100% proof evidence of this stuff. Because I mean, we live in the age of believe the victim, and if you don't believe the victim, you're a bad person.
Yeah,
but it's like
you're good.
I don't know though. I don't know what happened. There is no evidence.
Is this a 60-40? It can't be a...
I can't... This isn't the fucking 1800s to say, this person's a witch, burn him. We gotta have some fucking evidence. And the fact of the matter is we live in the age where people just get so fucking pissed about this type of shit. And I don't know. Maybe Johnny hit her first, and then he did this recording. Maybe they were both hitting each other, and he recorded her. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, Johnny has more evidence than she has, which leads me to believe him a little bit more.
And also, she leaked that shit to the press to fuck him up.
Yeah.
On the way out the door. You know, she got like $7 million settlement, and then on the way out leaked to the press that he's a woman beater. And it cost him a lot of money. It cost him way more than $7 million.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude,
he lost a lot of work for that shit.
Disney pays well, I would imagine.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Yeah.
They pay really freaking well. But yeah, like I didn't even know that stuff was going. I just know that
you need to look it up and listen to the audio.
It was ever since that last shitty Harry Potter spinoff movie came out that I remember everybody was bitching about Johnny Depp being in the movie. Fantastic Beasts.
Okay, yeah. They said
something of Grindelwald. Like everybody hated Johnny Depp at that point, and you know I don't follow this shit that much. So I'm like, why is everybody hating on fucking Edward Scissorhands? What's going on here?
Yeah. Did he cut a bitch?
And I like Johnny Depp in a lot of movies. You know, he's an actor that I really like. So it sucks to hear. It sucks to hear that stuff about people that you genuinely have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
But again, I need evidence, man. I need to know this shit is happening. If I do, then I can't go blindly on stuff. I think that's wrong.
Sound like Chappelle on the stand when he's talking about, we have video evidence of R. Kelly peeing on a woman.
For all we know, that shit could have been digital.
I need to know his grandma's in the room.
All right, I'll believe you. And he goes through all the details. There's a cop there watching the whole time. Yeah. No, I mean, it's not that extreme. But I just don't think we should blindly believe everything.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not that I'm happy that someone got hit, but I think
I don't think anyone should be hit.
If that girl was technically kind of like blackmailing him, her career should be over. Like, that's really uncool because the whole I'm going to first marry a famous person to get ahead and then fuck them on the way out the door is really dark shit. But maybe that's how Hollywood works. Look at the Weinstein shit. You know, like, it's all fucked up. Like, that doesn't seem like you have to... One, you probably get very lucky, and two, you have to probably suck a few dicks or fuck a few people to get ahead in that town. And so, I don't really...
The thing with Weinstein, though, is there is evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there is evidence against that fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, like, that's why I'm just saying, just don't blindly believe everything, and don't just jump to conclusions.
And don't go for cancel culture. Don't do the cancel culture thing.
Exactly, because that has ruined people's lives, who ultimately some are innocent.
And some people do bad things, but the internet just decides they're going to slay them, even though they weren't. They were bad, but they were like, that was just a person figuring it out, and they fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're not giving them a chance to figure it out. Mm-hmm. You know, like that. You fuck up in life.
Yeah.
But you got to figure it out, and it's not fun when the internet's watching you.
Again, going back to Dave Chappelle. I'm going to find something that you did years ago that's really bad, and I'm going to fuck over your whole career.
Yeah.
Who am I talking about?
Trump.
That's you. I love people like Dave Chappelle for standing up to that bullshit so much. And again, of course that show caught a lot of controversy, and a lot of people were accusing him of cancel culture. They didn't cancel shit. Dave Chappelle is selling out and doing a great job.
And then he won that Mark Twain award for writing or whatever it was. Or television.
All the more reason why I think that cancel culture is a term that I think is a little extreme.
I think the thing is, people are understanding that cancel culture or wokeness is like its own sort of thing now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like its own subculture.
Yeah.
So, like, when that culture flares up, everyone knows, we don't have to listen to them.
Yeah.
We just got to let them flail around, and then it'll go away. Because at the end of the day, most people don't really care. Mm-hmm. So you just have to endure the storm, and then hopefully it goes away.
I'd just say fuck everybody.
Fuck everybody.
We're all assholes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I love doing our podcast, but I'm also so glad we don't have 1 million people watching. Like,
that could change everything. Like I said, some of the stuff that I just said, a lot of people aren't going to agree with. And you know what?
You're white, too. You're white.
Let's not get into that.
Sorry.
I hate identity politics.
I know. I'm sorry.
So much. I'm Corey. I'm just my own person. Okay? Don't lump me into a group of people. That's stupid. But yeah, I maybe have alienated some people, but you have every right to disagree with me.
You can choose who you watch and
Yeah.
what you intake and what content you like.
Exactly.
So that's fine. Just go off to someone else's stuff.
From One Piece to this, to Johnny Depp.
So what do you think about Oden?
So what do you think about Oden, man? Do you think he beat his wife too, man?
That's fucked up, man.
That time
Why'd I
travel-
laugh at that? Why'd I laugh at that?
I think he beat his time because you like dark humor.
No.
We have a big sense of dark humor. Hell, we went to go see Joey Diaz 2 weeks ago.
That's great.
Which was refreshing as hell.
Oh my God.
With all the crazy shit that I've been hearing lately.
Dude,
you want a good podcast? Go to the church.
What's
All
happening
right?
now?
Oh man.
Or just look up like Joey Diaz's best savage moments if you want a highlight reel of just ridiculousness, and you can hear him talk about stuff. Like some of his lines are just great. We can't do him justice, and it would be a bad impression. So I'm not gonna do
exactly.
it.
Just go check it out yourself. The guy's great, and he has no fear. In
Mark
speaking
Norman's
his
also
mind.
pretty funny. I've been watching a lot of his stuff recently.
Episode with Joe Rogan the other
Oh yeah,
day.
it was
with
great.
Mark Norman was
Sent me down the
fantastic.
YouTube rabbit hole. I watched a lot of his clips. He's got like 30-minute comedy specials up on online. You can just like watch a 30-minute
I need to check
set.
those out. I thought he was a really funny guy, and like I said,
Yeah.
I loved his ability to just not give a shit and say what he wanted.
And he's a like high RPM comic. Like he's like joke, pause, joke. You know, like that's kind of how he is. He has that sort of rhythm to him. He's not a storyteller guy. No. But yeah, overall, I'm glad we're back, guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. We're gonna really. I want to do one a week. It's just when we get busy, it's hard. But we're not that busy.
This is like
this
the
time of
first.
year.
This is the first time in like 6 months we have like, oh, we have time to do a podcast. Let's do this.
And I was like poking around. Maybe I need to write email instead. And Corey's like, no, we literally have nothing to do right now. Like, let's fucking do it.
We can do that stuff later.
Yeah.
And we're on video, which is great. We haven't done this in so long.
We also, I think, dumbing it back down a little bit. Man, it looked cooler, and it looked like Joe Rogan and all that shit back in the day. And I love the 2-camera angle thing and whatnot. But this is just faster to set up.
It is. It's so much better.
Maybe next time we'll turn on a real light, and make us
Like put a big light source behind the camera or something.
make it
that
look prettier.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to plug in 2 mics into the camera and start a podcast. So here we are, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You want to close it out, or do you want to close it out?
I just want to mention again, please, if you want to help support our YouTube channel, check out our Patreon, our PayPal accounts. A little bit goes a long way when it comes to supporting the channel. Your support is what makes this possible, helping us create this setup, the cameras, the lighting, the microphones. You guys make it possible. Again, make sure to check out those Patreon pages if you want to get like a review or a requested review of any kind. I'm pretty much down for anything at this point that I think would be really great. And of course, as always, give us your feedback in the comments section.
Yep.
Everything, how you liked the show, favorite moments, things you want us to talk about, questions for us personally, we really would appreciate it. Otherwise, that's it. And frankly, it's just good to be back.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be back. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please look below for all the ways to support us. Even use our Amazon link and everything else down there. Really appreciate the viewership. And until next time, we'll see you.